Catching for the Tigers, number 20, Mike Myers. In center field.
That's okay. Test.
Center field, number 16, Jacob Cervantes. Third base, number 3, Mike Lesley. Shortstop, number 12, Nicholas Faragine. Playing right field, number 19, Ellis Intriago. Pitching for the Lynx, number 10, Nick Iadivo. The head coach for Lesley is Billy Catherick. And now let's meet the rest of the Lesley Lynx. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats to honor America and those who support our freedom at home and abroad. For the playing of our national anthem.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 2017 NCAA Division III Mid-Atlantic Baseball Regional here at Peoples Bank Park in York, Pennsylvania, home of the York Revolution. Today's first game will feature Lesley, the 8 seed, taking on RIT, the 4 seed. Both teams coming out on the short end of their games on the first day. In the first game yesterday, RIT fell 8-4 against 5th-seeded Alvernia. And top-seeded Johns Hopkins dispatched Lesley 15-2. Both teams will be looking for a win this morning to stay alive. Playing as the home team in this game will be Lesley. Pitching this morning for them will be number 10, Nick Iadevo. And he'll face a lineup from RIT, started by number 16, the second baseman, Nevada Waterman. Hitting second, the right fielder, number 18, Will Gorman. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 15, Brett Kajanik. Batting cleanup and playing left field is number 19, Daniel Zeglin. Hitting fifth and catching, number 20, Mike Myers. Hitting sixth, the center fielder, number 2, Dom Shalaba. Hitting seventh and playing first base, number 30, Benjamin Terzini. Hitting eighth, the shortstop, number 29, Daniel Capra. And batting ninth, the third baseman, number 8, Jason Schulz. Iadevo, the starter for Lesley, has pitched in 13 games, making 7 starts. He has a 2.98 earned run average, a 5-4 win-loss record. He's gone 60 in the third innings, punched out 36 batters, walked 21. Opponents coming into the day with a 241 batting average against him. Iadevo is a junior from Mineola, New York. And now to lead things off for the Tigers from RIT, this is number 16, Nevada Waterman. Waterman yesterday went 1 for 5 after entering the tournament with a 306 batting average. And the first pitch, we're underway. Taken by Waterman for strike 1. Iadevo with the 0-1 pitch, swung on by Waterman, fouled away down the first base line. Waterman swings, hits a short hopper over to shortstop, and he's retired. Gorman will come up after a 3-for-4 game in which he scored 3 of the Tigers' 4 runs yesterday. The Liberty League Player of the Year, hit .349 during the regular season.
Yeah, Jeff Gorman was really impressive yesterday. What we learned is he certainly likes to pull the ball. If you remember, Alvernia had a shift on him. Shortstop playing up the middle, second baseman closer to first. Looks like the Lynx have a similar setup. Iadevo, the right-hander, only has 36 strikeouts in 60 innings. 21 walks in those 60 innings coming into today. So he's a guy that'll throw strikes, doesn't miss a lot of bats. He'll look to keep the RIT offense off balance here today.
Gorman works a 4-pitch walk. And that brings up number 15, the DH, Brett Kajanik.
Gorman came into this tournament with an on-base percentage of 468, 31 walks for yesterday's game, so he's no stranger to being on base.
Janik went 2 for 5 yesterday. And among Gorman's 3 hits yesterday was a home run, the first home run of the tournament, out into the picnic area in right field. Iadevo falling behind Kajanik 2-0. We'll get a visit from his catcher, number 16, Jacob Cervantes. Swung on by Kajanik. It's hit high in the air, out to left field, where De Palma puts it away for the out.
Good job by Iadevo getting the number 3 hitter in the lineup to pop up after falling behind 2-0 in the count.
And now with 2 outs, Zeglin will step in. Daniel Zeglin 1 for 5 with an RBI yesterday. Zeglin entered the tournament a .343 hitter, 2 home runs, 29 RBIs out of the cleanup spot in the Tigers' order. And he'll foul that pitch back. And the count goes to 1-1.
So far in this first inning, Iadevo's been sitting low to mid 80s, about 82 to 84, over the top. Has shown a slider, but has primarily gone with the fastball.
And the pitch from Iadevo swung on and missed by Zeglin. He'll find himself behind 1-2 in the count.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Gorman attempting to steal second at some point, especially with Zeglin falling behind in the count.
Up high, Zeglin works the count to 2-2. Breaking ball fouled away down the third baseline. RIT, coached by Rob Groh in his 25th season. The Lynx are led by Billy Cather in just his 4th year. Helping Lesley make their first appearance here in the NCAA Regional. As Zeglin hits that one over to third, Slaby will make the throw over. And that will end the inning. As we head to the bottom of the first, waiting for Lesley to bat. We'll be back after this.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
And we're back now just before the start of the bottom of the first inning. The Lesley Lynx will be getting their first at bat of the day. They will face number 10, Stevie Branch from RIT, the freshman, a right-hander out of New Paltz, New York. Coach, what do you know about Branch?
Well, coming into the game today, Branch is 4-1 on the season with a 3.19 ERA in 42 1/3 inning. He has 62 strikeouts. So similar to what we saw yesterday from RIT with the right-hander Reed, looks like Branch is another power pitcher that racks up a lot of strikeouts.
And the first hitter he will face from the Lynx is number 2, Vincent Talurcio, the second baseman. Takes strike one. He entered the tournament as a .313 hitter with 9 doubles and 7 runs batted in. Yesterday he went 2 for 4, 2 of the 3 hits for the Lynx. Pitch from Branch. Taken for a strike. Lurchio hits that one to shortstop. The throw over. And the first batter is retired. Ball scooped up by Capra. And thrown over to first. That will bring up number 41.
Now batting number 41,
Steven DePalma. DePalma out in left field this morning. Came into the tournament hitting .217 with 2 home runs, 14 RBIs. Takes the first pitch from Branch for a strike. That pitch hops away from the catcher Myers. Evens the count at 1-1. Branch winds and delivers. Palma fouls this one away down the third baseline. Pitch from Branch. Palma swings at one up high, and he'll go down on strikes for the second out here in the bottom half of the first inning.
now batting number 30, Ryan Humphrey.
That brings up number 30, Ryan Pumfret. He's the designated hitter.
Pumfret comes into the tournament with 4 home runs on the year, so looks like the Lynx have some power in the 3-hole here.
Takes the first pitch for a ball. That pitch gets away from Myers.
Pumfret has struck out 35 times in 130 at-bats.
Hits that one out to right field, where Gorman will put it away. And 3 up, 3 down for the Lynx in the bottom half of the first. We'll head to the top of the second. RIT and Lesley tied at 0. We're back after this.
on the season. In their conference, 22 wins and only 1 loss.
Myers hits a soft foul ball. 2-1 the count now. Iadevo working against Myers. Taken for a strike. 2-2 the count. Myers yanks a foul ball down the first baseline. Wind blowing out to center field as Iadevo delivers, and Myers will foul that one back off the mask of Cervantes. Catcher from the Lynx, a sophomore from Oxnard, California, unfazed by the foul ball. And Myers goes down swinging on an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, that looked like a pretty good slider. Started off slightly off the plate, backdooring the switch-hitting Myers.
And that brings up number 2, Dom Shalaba, the center fielder for the Tigers. Walked 3 times in yesterday's ball game. And he takes a pitch wide for a ball.
Coming into the tournament, Shalaba had only walked 9 times in 94 at-bats.
Hard hit line drive. The shortstop, Faragine, puts it away. 2 down.
And can't ask for a better swing than that from Shalaba. Just unlucky right at the shortstop for the Lynx.
That brings up Benjamin Terzini, the first baseman, number 30 for RIT. He did not play in yesterday's game. Just 5 at-bats this season. 2 for 5. With a pair of singles. Walked once and struck out once. Pitch from Iadevo.
Actually, Jeff, I think you might have his brother on that one. Kyle Terzini, number 6. This is Benjamin Terzini, 30. Easily confused.
I just looked at the last names, Coach. didn't occur to me. But Kyle has bragging rights because he's the 400 hitter. Benjamin comes in with a solid average of .263, 6 doubles, and 14 runs batted in as Terzini heads down to first.
Now batting number 29, Daniel Capra.
I'm sure Mr. and Mrs. Terzini are watching the game somewhere. Excited to see Benjamin on first.
And we'll see if Daniel Capra can move him along. He'll take the first pitch for ball 1. Capra yesterday against Alvernia went 1 for 2.
I believe he also had a sacrifice bunt at one point yesterday.
Works ahead of Iadevo, 2-0 the count as Iadevo delivers. Just missing for ball 3. Iadevo's missed the strike zone a decent amount, but he has not missed by much when he has missed. He's been right there on the edges. Is that pitch over for a strike to to Capra? And now the count is full. Capra takes another strike from Iadevo. Full count. Terzini, the runner on first base after a walk. Up high, ball 4. Back-to-back two-out walks by the Tigers. Brings up number 8, Schulz. Jason Schulz, a .304 hitter entering the regional. Yesterday against Alvernia, Schulz was 0 for 4. Pitching coach will head out to the mound to talk to Aya Devo. Back-to-back two-out walks. They want to make sure they get that third out before RIT can get anything going.
Really good opportunity for RIT here early on. Try to cash in on some free passes.
Devo gets ahead of Schulz, 0-1. Schulz, a sophomore from Liverpool, New York. Winds and a pickoff attempt towards second base. Looks like it might have been a close play, but the pitch or the throw over to second rolls into shallow center field. Runner back, no problem.
Yeah, and I think they might have had a shot at him if there was a better throw. I mean, that's a timing play. The timing right there was thrown off. Wasn't a great throw, but Terzini a little too far off the bag there at second.
Schulz takes a cut and misses that pitch from Aya Devo. Oh, and 2 the count on Schulz. And a swing and a miss. Aya Devo battles back from the two-out walks to strike out Schulz for the third out of the inning. As we head to the bottom of the second, we'll be back after this.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
And we're back for the bottom half of the second inning. Leading it off for the Lynx in the bottom half here will be number 33, Matthew Warner. Warner playing first base for Lesley today. Swings at the first pitch, hits it down to third. And Schulz will throw over for the out.
Nice play by Terzini at first. Hanging onto the bag, the throw. Took the first baseman up the line a little bit. He was able to stretch and keep his foot on the bag for out number 1.
Which brings up J.P. Adjagusis, a junior from Hanscom Air Force Base in Massachusetts. He swings at the first pitch from Branch and fouls it away. The leading hitter on the Lynx, Adjagusis, a .328 hitter with 10 doubles and 2 home runs. hitless in 3 trips to the plate yesterday against Johns Hopkins. Takes a swing and misses that delivery from Branch. Branch works ahead 0-2.
And Branch has done an excellent job early in this game using the inside and outside portion of the plate.
Swung on and hit right back where it came. It'll find a hole through the middle just past the pitcher, just past the diving shortstop, and a single for Adjagousis.
I'm sure Branch would like to have that pitch back. 0-2. Left a fastball up, out over the plate. Way too good for an 0-2 pitch.
And that'll bring up the catcher, number 16, Jacob Cervantes.
Cervantes only has 5 extra base hits on the year.
0 for 2 with a walk yesterday. Takes strike 1 from Branch.
I'm sure the Lynx would like to find a way to get Adjagousis to second base to be able to score on a single.
The pitch from Branch. This is for a ball. Count even at 1-1.
We've yet to see a move over to first base from Branch. He's not slow to the plate, but he's not necessarily quick either. He does have a hard fastball, which makes it a little tougher to run on.
And there goes the runner, Coach. Looks like a hit and run as Cervantes fouls the pitch away down the third baseline. Adjagousis just 1 steal in 3 attempts this year.
Yeah, I think
they're just not going to worry about him.
I think that was a decent time to run. The thinking there was that 1-1 might be an off-speed count to run on, which is more difficult to throw a runner out.
Breaking ball wide of the zone. 2-2.
You might see the runner moving on this pitch.
He's not, but Cervantes takes a swing and misses for strikeout number 2 on the day for Branch.
Now batting number 3, Mike Slaby.
Number 3, Mike Slaby, playing third base today for the Lynx. Will step in with 2 outs now, and Adjagousis on first base.
And we had the opportunity to watch all 4 games yesterday, and the teams that were successful were teams that offensively were able to do some different things. We saw a lot of base hit bunts, especially in situations that don't necessarily call for it. A lot of teams getting sacrifice bunts down, some hit and runs, a delayed steal, some straight steals. So teams finding a way to produce some offense here in the regional.
That pitch up high, it's going to get away from Myers. Adjagousis moves down into scoring position. He moves up to second base. The count goes to 1-1.
When we're at this point in the season, the teams that are still remaining typically have decent to really good starting pitching. Hard to string together a bunch of hits.
Passed ball on Myers. You could see he kind of looked at his glove like, where did it go? Expected to catch that pitch. It was a little bit high, but usually a play the catcher makes with no problem.
Yeah, I think Myers just missed it.
And Slaby ahead now, 2-1. Adjagousis, the runner on second here with 2 outs, bottom half of the second inning. Pitch from Branch. Line drive back up the middle into center. They'll send Adjagousis. Ball is bobbled, and the throw will be cut off. Shalaba is trying to pick it up and get the throw away. Just bobbled it a little bit. Ended up not needing a throw, and that's an RBI base hit for Slaby. It'll score Adjagousis. And the Lynx lead RIT 1-0.
And how big is that pass ball from Myers there, the previous pitch? Now the runner able to score from first base, and Slaby at first is now, he's 10 for 10 coming into the tournament on stolen bases. He's a prime candidate to run at some point here with 2 outs.
And we'll see if he can get down in the scoring position during the at-bat here by number 12, Nicholas Faragine, the shortstop.
And Branch has gotten into trouble this inning with 2 hits leaving the ball up.
Faragine, a .262 hitter. Count even at 1-1 against Branch. That pitch out wide. Faragine, 1 for 2 with a walk yesterday against Johns Hopkins. Chops that one back to the pitcher. Branch jogs towards first base and underhands the ball to Terzini to end the inning. But not before. 1 run comes home for Lesley. It's 1-0 as we head to the third. Back after this. And we're headed to the top of the third inning now here at the 2017 NCAA Division III Mid-Atlantic Regional at Peoples Bank Park. Nevada Waterman, the leadoff hitter, will lead it off here in the third. He takes a cut and misses a pitch from Iadevo. Behind now 0-1. The Lynx taking the lead in the bottom of the second with an RBI single by Slaby. Now strike 2 on Waterman, as the 24th ranked RIT Tigers will try to answer back here in the third. Trying to protect the strike zone there, protect the plate. Fouls one back, still 0-2. Pitch from Iadevo, and Waterman will yank a foul down the first base line.
And Waterman, his goal needs to be to get on base as much as possible, hitting that leadoff spot with the dangerous Gorman behind him. You'd like Gorman to come up with as many runners on base as possible.
Waterman, another chopper foul down the first base line. Pitch from Iadevo up high. Ball 1-2. That pitch up high. Another ball.
Early on, Iadevo has been successful with his slider, which he's been throwing 76 to 78 miles an hour. Not a huge difference off of his fastball, which has been in the 83 to 84 range, but has enough movement to keep the RIT hitters off balance.
Another foul from Waterman. Leadoff man from RIT hanging in there. He'll hit this one out to center field towards Edgegusis. We'll put it away for the out. That brings up Gorman.
Now batting number 18, Will Gorman.
Gorman walked in the first inning. Came up just a triple short of the cycle yesterday against Alvernia. First pitch swinging, fouls it back. And Devo is ahead of the left-handed hitter.
I think Gorman would like to have that pitch back just a little late on that inside fastball.
Gorman, a senior from Nassau, New York. The dribbler foul.
Gorman's shown propensity to pulling the ball so far in this tournament. I believe the way to attack him is if you're going to throw in, you got to get that pitch in.
Swing and a miss, gets him with something off speed there, out in front.
And that was a great sequence for Idevo against the talented Gorman. Was able to locate fastballs early in the at-bat and then finish him off with the slider.
And now with 2 away and no one on, Brett Kajanik. Kajanik hit the ball in the air to left field for the second out in the first inning. 0-1 the count. The pitch from Devo. Just outside the zone, 1-1. Devo upstairs to Kajanik, misses. 2-1. Kajanik takes a nice pitch right on the outside corner from Devo. 2-2 the count. And Kajanik swings at one in the dirt, but the ball bounces away from Cervantes. Cervantes' throw is a little bit wide, but a great play by Warner.
What a play by Warner. The throw from Cervantes took him off the bag. Warner was able to catch the ball and then dive glove first back to the bag before Kajanik could get to first.
That's it for the RIT half of the third inning. We'll move to the bottom half. We're back after this.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, then I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
And we're back for the bottom half of the third. Leading it off for the Lesley Lynx to be number 19, Ellis Intriago. Intriago playing right field this morning. Intriago, a reserve outfielder, takes a cut at the first pitch. Grounds it out to second base, and the throw over by Waterman for the first out.
And Triago only had 11 at-bats coming into the tournament.
And that turns the lineup back over to the top. Talercio grounded out to short in the first inning, 0 for 1 today. takes up high for ball 1. The second baseman did have 2 of the 3 hits, however, yesterday for the Lynx against Johns Hopkins.
And he also hit that ball hard in the first inning at the shortstop, right on the nose.
Hits another one hard, diving try by Schultz. Ball rolls away. Good play by Schultz to even just knock that down, but that's going to be an infield single for Talercio.
Yeah, Schultz diving play, had a chance at it if he fields it cleanly. Hit off the glove, ball was just hit too hard. Schultz wasn't able to corral it. That's 2 good at-bats from Talercio early on.
De Palma steps in. De Palma struck out swinging during the 1-2-3 first for Branch. His second look now at Branch. First pitch goes high for ball 1. Talercio at first after a hard hit infield single. Pitch from Branch. Hit in the air hard to left field. That's going to find some real estate. Talercio around to third, and De Palma standing up into second with a double. Hard hit out there. And second and third now with 1 away.
Yeah, it looked like the fastball that De Palma just turned on, ripped down the left field line. Good job by Zeglin getting in as quickly as he did, holding Talercio at third. Looks like RIT will have the corner infielders up, play the middle back. They'll concede a run up the middle.
Humphret flew out to right to end the first as a couple of runners in scoring position now. Pitch from Branch. Starts him off with a breaking ball that misses for ball 1.
And if you're Branch, you're hunting for a strikeout here. Humphret, as we said earlier, has struck out 35 times this season.
Pitch from Branch. Swung on and missed. 1-1 the count. 1 away. Runners on second and third after the double by De Palma and the infield single by Talercio. Misses with that breaking ball.
Yeah, the off-speed pitch for Branch, he hasn't been getting that over consistently. Leaving it up, not really even necessarily close to the strike zone. The hitters are able to search for that fastball. He is throwing hard, but if you don't have a secondary pitch at this point in the season, teams can hit the fastball.
And Humphret goes the other way down the line, a grounder just past the first baseman. Both runners are going to score. Humphret coming around into second, thinks about third, puts on the brakes and heads back. Humphret, a 2-run double for the Lynx.
Yeah, that unlucky there. Branch makes a good pitch, gets in on the hands of Humphret. Humphret inside outs it, almost gets jammed on that pitch, and inside outs it down the line. He was able to muscle it for a double. Good pitch. Wasn't necessarily hard contact.
Branch will get a visit from the pitching coach as the Lynx now lead the Tigers 3-0 here in the bottom half of the third. Humphret will stand on second when we get back to the action after a 2-run double into the corner that scored Talercio and De Palma. Branch from the stretch. Warner takes for strike 1.
Most likely 17 won't play the field. They'll come back into the innings, and there'll be 22 going into right field.
Pitch from Branch. Taken on the outside corner by Warner. Warner didn't agree with the call. But either way, it's 0-2 now on the cleanup hitter. He looks for the next pitch from Branch. Warner goes the other way. Just foul. That would have been trouble. Another ball that would have headed down into that right field corner. Definitely would have been worth another run.
And again, Branch up in the zone. Much easier for hitters to get the barrel on the ball when it's up in the zone. Even if it is on the outer edge of the plate, really needs to work on bearing that fastball at the knees. At that point, if there is contact, typically it'll be on the ground, giving his infield a chance to make the play.
Warner fouls that one back. Stays alive, still 0-2. That breaking ball still missing up high for Branch. Ball 1.
Branch has only given up, coming into the tournament, 27 hits in 42 1/3 inning. Has already given up 5 here. And we're not even out of the 3rd inning.
Another pitch missing up high. 2-2.
Don't want to sound like a broken record, but with Branch, at least so far in this outing, it's his inability to get his off-speed pitch over for a strike, and he's left the fastball up on occasion, and give Lesley credit for making RIT pay.
Warner swings and puts a charge into one to left field, drifting back to the track. They won't get it. That's going to be another double. That'll score a run as Pumfret comes around to score back-to-back doubles by the Lynx, all of which followed a single, and another run comes home.
That ball was hit well. Zieglin in left field seemed to be drifting back with that pitch, not sprinting after it. Not sure he makes that play either, but don't know if he couldn't read it off the bat or thought he was closer to it. And RIT is going to have to get the bullpen moving around.
Brings up Adjagusis. Singleton scored the first run of the day in the 2nd inning for the Lynx. Branch finds the zone there for a strike. Still just one away, 4 straight hits for Lesley. 3 runs have come home. It's 4-0. Adjagusis hits one out to center. Shalaba camped underneath it. Warner will have to hold up at second base.
Now batting number 16, Jacob Cervantes.
And number 16, the catcher, Cervantes. Struck out in the 2nd. Comes up with 2 away. Runner on second base here in the 3rd, with his team leading 4-0. (1-0) the count. Branch from the stretch looks at the runner and delivers one up high. 2-0. Cervantes fouls that pitch back. This is an elimination game in the 2017 NCAA Division III Mid-Atlantic Baseball Regional. Cervantes hits one into center field. Shabala comes up throwing, but he'll have no chance at Warner. And now this has turned into a 4-run inning for Lesley, as they lead 5-0 with 2 away in the third. Mike Slaby, who singled home Adjagusis in the second inning to put Lesley on the board, will come back out. 1 for 1 today. Branch and Myers conferring. And this is it. As we mentioned a moment ago, this is an elimination game. Can't just sit around and hope that your starting pitcher can work out of the jam. Your back is against the wall. If you lose this one, you go home. So RIT is going to turn to the bullpen and try and get some innings. Branch has had a great season today, just not his day. The Lynx are taking advantage of some command issues, sitting and waiting for strikes and doing some damage with those strikes when they got them.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised. I think this is a good move. Can't let this game get away any further. Got to keep it here. RIT does have the offense to claw its way back into this game, but you got to try to hold it as is. Branch unable to get his off-speed over for a strike. Was throwing hard, but leaving his fastball up, and unfortunately just wasn't fooling the Lynx offense, as they were able to put together several extra base hits this inning and hit several balls hard.
And the new pitcher for the Tigers will be number 1, Jamison Moran, a sophomore righty from Geneseo, New York.
Yeah, and Moran has been a starting pitcher for the Tigers. I think, Jeff, just tagging on to what you said, this being an elimination game, having to use one of your key pitchers out of the bullpen down 5-0 because you have to find a way to get it to the next game. I'm sure Coach Groh would say that they would like to have Moran available to start a game later on in the tournament, but you got to get to that point. So hopefully Moran, for the Tigers' sake, can keep it at 5 runs and give his team a chance to get back into this ball game. Moran has made 11 appearances on the year, 8 starts, is 6-0 with a 2.2 ERA. In 45 innings, he has 44 strikeouts, only 11 walks. So he has had an excellent year for the Tigers. 1 complete game shutout, 1 save. Has been one of the better pitchers for the Tigers this season.
And with the runner on base, Cervantes still the responsibility of Branch thus far. 2 2/3 innings, 5 runs, 4 earned, 7 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts, 2 flyouts, 4 groundouts. Branch's stat line again. We'll be looking for Moran to erase that runner at first, get him out of the inning. First pitch is a strike to Slaby. Slaby hits that high in the air out to right field, where Gorman is under it. 2 pitches, gets out of the jam. But the Lynx add 4 runs to their lead in the third. And heading to the top of the fourth, RIT trails Lesley 5-0. As we head to the top of the fourth, the 8th-seeded Lynx from Lesley lead the 4th-seeded and 24th ranked RIT Tigers 5-0 here at the Mid-Atlantic Regional. One defensive change for the Lynx. Entering the game and playing right field is number 17, Matthew Bavaro, a sophomore from Sayville, New York. Iadevo working ahead 0-2 to Zeglin. Zeglin fouls that one away. Left fielder gets some dirt on his hands and steps back in. But Iadevo gets him looking. One away for the Tigers in the fourth. Brings up Mike Myers.
And Jeff, if you look at our two starting pitchers today, Branch, the harder thrower, but again, it's not all about velocity. Iadevo's been able to get his slider across, keep the ball down in the zone, and he's been very effective. He's worked around a couple of walks.
Definitely, Coach. And I mean, we saw a little bit of that in the Shenandoah Maritime game last night, where the hard-throwing Morse from Shenandoah kind of got outdueled by Dan Cohn. It was the bullpen from Shenandoah that really began to lock down that Maritime offense that scored a couple of runs early and let the Hornets pull out that victory. But we saw Morse run up quite a pitch count, and he got hit a little bit. And Myers hits that one into the air, and it's the center fielder putting it away. Adjagusis, and there's 2 up and 2 down for RIT here in the fourth inning. Shalaba will step in. Hit a ball hard at shortstop. Line drive right at the shortstop. Second out of the second inning. Shalaba ahead in the count. 1-0. Iadevo deals, and Shalaba swings and misses at that one. Iadevo gets that one over, and it's 1-2. Shalaba offers it that. They're going to say he swung. Ball gets away from the catcher. Cervantes down, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Iadevo strikes out 2 as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning.
It's on us. It's on all of us. And it's time to act now.
It's on us to start the change. It's on us to be the change. It's on us. It's on Division III. It's on all of us to stop sexual assault.
Leading it off here for Lesley is number 12, Nicholas Faragine. We head to the bottom of the fourth. The 8th seeded Lynx hold a 5-0 advantage over RIT, who entered the tournament as the 4 seed and are ranked number 24 in Division 3. Strike to Faragine.
In the top half of this inning, Iadevo from Lesley was able to strike out 2, a 3-up, 3-down inning in a shutdown inning. Really important for Lesley.
Faragine with a looper the other way. Thought about going for 2. Has to hustle back to first. Gets back just ahead of the throw. That's a loop single to right field. A bit of a dangerous turn there. He couldn't decide if he wanted to try to stretch it or not and got a little too far off the bag.
I think he made the right decision not going. Gorman, if he comes up throwing to first base right away, he's got a shot. Now we have the sub Bavaro in the game. Came into play, right field, last inning. I was going to say this would be a decent opportunity to possibly see a sacrifice bunt, although Bavaro did not show it.
He loops one towards right field, and that's going to land just foul down the line. Bavaro, only 27 at-bats during the regular season, but of his 7 hits, 3 were doubles. He also had 4 RBIs and had 6 walks against 6 strikeouts. Moran delivers, and that pitch is fouled away by Bavaro. Pitch from Moran up high. 2-2 the count on Bavaro. Another foul ball.
Faragine on the season, 5 for 6 stolen bases. Decent time to possibly run here.
And he is off with the pitch. Strike 3, he'll be in with the stolen base. Bavaro goes down looking, but Faragine moves himself into scoring position with the steal.
Yeah, 2-2 there. More than likely an off-speed count for Moran. Faragine gets a good jump. Moran not exceptionally quick to the plate, able to swipe the bag.
Brings up the top of the order, Telurcio. Bat with a runner in scoring position. I believe his single last inning was a hard hit ball that Schultz tried to dive and stop. Good play by the third baseman to just knock it down. Telurcio ended up on base and scored the first of the 4 runs last inning.
And the Lynx leadoff hitter has hit the ball hard twice, both times to the left side of the infield.
1-1 the count. Pitch from Moran. Swing and a miss. A little excuse-me swing by Telurcio. I don't think he got the pitch he was looking for there.
Yeah, he was sitting fastball, got an off-speed pitch. I think it was a slider. Some sort of breaking ball from Moran. Great pitch. Wouldn't be surprised to see that again here.
Pitch upstairs.
Was the same pitch, different location. The previous pitch, that breaking ball was down in the dirt. That one left up. Less enticing for the hitter.
The 2-2 delivery. Swung on and looped foul and out of play down the right side. Moran delivers and another foul ball from Talercio. Coach, another point with RIT turning to a starting pitcher. He might be able to go the rest of the way, and if RIT somehow manages to come back and win this game, it would probably preserve the bullpen a little bit. We've talked about that, having to, economize your pitchers during this tournament because it's a long weekend and you can't use your whole roster. You have to declare an active roster during the playoffs, and every pitcher you can save helps out. And obviously, like we said, they probably didn't want to burn a starter out of the bullpen in this game, but you have to because it's an elimination game. But it might not hurt them as much as we might think to a degree because they'll have most of their bullpen still ready to go should they come back. Talercio hits that high in the air. The center fielder, Shalaba, camped under it.
And that's a good point, Jeff. At this point in the tournament, there are different ways different coaches would go. When you lose the first game of the regionals and you put yourself in the loser bracket right away, it's a long climb back. And you really have to take each game by itself and figure out a way to survive that game. And in this instance, the Tigers are turning to Moran, and I'm sure Coach Groh would love for Moran to give them 4 or 5 innings because it means he's pitching well and is giving his team a chance to climb back into the game, and also, as you said, not having to throw multiple guys. And as you move on, if you move on later in the tournament, there are different things you can do. Throw multiple pitchers, multiple innings. You can go with your 3rd, 4th, 5th starter. You just have different options based off of the way that your pitching staff is built. So I like this move here, going with Moran, because you got to find a way to come back and win this game to keep playing.
And Moran dealing to De Palma. That's a strike. 1-2 now the count.
Great slider, started at the front hip of De Palma. Crossover to hit the inside corner.
De Palma 1 for 2, struck out and doubled last inning, the first of 3 straight doubles for the Lynx. But Moran gets him swinging to end the 4th. They'll leave a runner at second base. Lesley still leads 5-0 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. We'll be back after this. We'll head to the top of the 5th now. RIT, number 24 team in the country, looking to try to get some offense going here, trailing Lesley 5-0. Leading it off is Terzini, the first baseman. RIT searching for their first hit off of Iadevo, the pitcher for Lesley. Iadevo walked a pair of batters in the 2nd and walked one in the 1st. So he has issued 3 walks, but RIT been able to get on base otherwise. Pitch to Terzini. Misses. And it's 2-1. Terzini fouls that one down towards his third base coach, who dances out of the way.
This ball game far from over. We saw 2 games yesterday, our nightcaps, that team losing for a majority of the game and find a way to claw back and make it a ball game.
Terzini takes a cut at that and misses. And exactly right, Coach. In the game that Elizabethtown came up just short, they loaded the bases in the 9th inning. Maritime trailed in the nightcap. They loaded the bases in the 9th inning. We've seen teams claw their way back in, but so far the teams that have gotten the early leads and have played as the home teams in these games have generally managed to play with fire but escape unburned.
Yeah, certainly teams have found a way to compete, and 9 innings is a long ball game. You really got to focus on chipping away. RIT doesn't need to score 6 runs this inning. If they can find a way to get something going, push 1 or 2 across, score 1 or 2 more in another inning or 2, they certainly have an opportunity to come back, but you got to start chipping away.
That pitch will be out of the zone. Runs the count full. Terzini leading off the 4th here for RIT. He drew one of the walks in the 2nd inning, and he has his 2nd walk of the day. Leadoff base runner for the Tigers.
And again, as we saw yesterday, the quickest way for a team to get back in the game, walks and errors. When you give away free bases, free outs, that gives the team trailing an opportunity to climb their way back.
Capra takes the first pitch. Misses the zone, 1-0 the count. Ball 2 now to Capra.
Not sure. Wouldn't be surprised if Capra takes 2-0.
Freshman from North Salem, New York. Pitching coach to the mound. We talked to Aya Devo, who is approaching 80 pitches in this game. He's walked 4 and struck out 6, so while he hasn't allowed a hit to this point, he's run up a little bit of a pitch count.
Yeah, and it seems like he's throwing a lot of his balls in bunches. He'll go several batters, filling up the strike zone, and then for a couple batters, he'll leave the ball up and quote-unquote lose his command. Good take from Capra, good pitch from Idevo.
Another defensive change out in right field. The 3rd right fielder of the day for Lesley is number 22, Will Roan. Roan, a freshman from North Haven, Connecticut.
Now playing right field, number 22, Will Roan.
Looks like Coach Cather from Lesley trying to make sure he gets as many of the guys into a game here at the regional as possible. And Iadevo, after the visit from the pitching coach, punches out Capra. Capra goes down looking. 1 away, 7th strikeout of the day for Iadevo.
And also, Jeff, I think that 3rd outfield spot in right field, it looks like throughout the year it's been a lot of different people playing. Roan out there now has started 21 games. Intriago, who was a starter in right field today, had 6 starts coming into the year. Bavaro was our 2nd right fielder of the day for the Lynx, had started 7 games. So looks like that's just a position that isn't solidified for the Lynx, and coach is going to give multiple players an opportunity here in the regional to see who can possibly do the job and lock down that spot for the remainder of today and the rest of the tournament.
And number 8, Scholes, behind 0-2 to Iadevo. Scholes struck out to end the 2nd inning. snap throw down to first after the check swing and the strikeout by Schulz. Schulz tried to hold up on a ball low. Couldn't do it. That'll be 2 away. 8 strikeouts now for Iadevo, 4 walks.
And
One
that's
of those walks, Terzini, standing on first base here with 2 outs for Waterman.
Sorry, Jeff. And yeah, that 2 big at-bats after throwing, I think, 6 straight balls to open up the inning. Iadevo able to come back from a 2-0 count and strike out Capra and strike out Schulz.
Waterman fouls one back into the screen. Oh, 2 from Iadevo, fouled away. Waterman stays alive. Pitch from Iadevo, another foul ball by Waterman. Waterman's really showed some good bat control in this tournament, able to foul off multiple pitches when he has found himself behind in the count. 0-2 so far today. Ground ball to shortstop to start the game for RIT. And a fly out to center field. Last pitch bounced up there to the plate. That'll be ball 1 to Waterman.
And again, would like to get the 2-hitter Gorman up to bat this inning with runners on base rather than have him lead off next inning.
Hard hit ball, bounces off the mound and into center field. There'll be 2 outs and 2 on now as Waterman singles to keep the inning going for Gorman.
And that'll be the first hit of the day for RIT.
4 2/3 no-hit innings for Iadevo.
And the Tigers are 1 swing away from getting back into this ball game.
And the 90th pitch of the day for Iadevo is lined into right field by Gorman. 1 run scores, Terzini is in. Throw down to third to try to get Waterman. Bounces away from the third baseman, and that allows Gorman to move into second. Now we've got a 5-1 game with 2 runners in scoring position for RIT.
Great base running by Gorman, able to move up to second base when the throw kicks away from the third baseman, Slaby. I think it was the right move throwing to third on that play. The runner scored easily. Waterman trying to advance to third would have been a bang-bang play had the third baseman held on to the ball. And that's trouble.
Slow roller down to third there. Bunt by Kajanik. Third baseman tried to come up and field it. Slaby.
Yeah,
Excellent.
a swinging bunt from Kajanik. Looks like he started to swing and couldn't stop. A swinging bunt from the 3-hitter. The third baseman, Slaby, playing back with the 3-hitter up. And the Tigers catch a break here in the top of the 5th.
That brings up Zeglin. Zeglin takes a pitch for a strike.
And all of a sudden we have a 5-2 ball game, and the Lynx are going to get the bullpen moving around a little bit.
Five to 2 runners on the corners with 2 away. Zeglin offers at that one and misses. And Coach, you're right, a lot of action down there in the Lesley bullpen. Trying to hurriedly get some pitchers ready just in case Iadevo cannot escape this jam.
And if Devo gets out of this inning, he may come back for his 6th. The Lynx could also choose to go to their bullpen.
Devo delivers that pitch, breaks out of the zone.
If this inning goes much longer, that would probably spell the end for Devo, either in the middle or at the end of this inning.
Hit on the ground by Zeglin. Faragine plays the hop well, kind of hit the lip of the infield. Higher hop than he was expecting, no trouble for the shortstop though. Shoves it over to second base to end the inning, but not before RIT gets on the board. It's 5-2. Lesley leads the Tigers as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Back now to the top of the 5th. RIT just answered with a pair of runs in the top half to cut the lead to 5-2. As Moran faces Pumfret. Pumfret 1 for 2 with a double during the 4-run third inning for the Lynx. Strikes him out looking. Moran has really done the job since they brought him in.
And the difference between Moran and Branch can be seen in that pitch right there. Moran getting the 3-hitter Pumfret, looking on a breaking ball, something that Branch wasn't able to do, get his off-speed over. Another slider from Moran to start off Warner. Great pitch.
He's struck out 3 of the 6 batters he's faced, including a pair of strikeouts looking.
He's been really sharp, using both sides of the plate, not leaving anything over the middle, keeping the ball down, elevating when needing to.
Working ahead of Warner 0-2. The pitch offers something out of the zone. It'll move to 1-2. Fouled away. Warner alive to see another pitch. Swung on and chopped. That'll go foul down the third baseline.
And the winner of this game will actually play the loser of today's final game between Wheaton and Shenandoah.
Swung on and missed. Moran gets another strikeout, his 4th.
And that game would be tomorrow at 1:15 p.m. This is approximately the second game approximately 1:15 would be the second game of the day tomorrow.
Adjagusis steps in, singled and flew out to center. Scored the first run for the Lynx in the second inning. Behind in the count now to Moran, 0-1. Chops that one towards his own dugout. Two outs here. Adjagusis fouls one back. 0-2 the count from Moran. Wind blowing out to right center at the moment. Adjagusis takes the ball. Pitch from Moran, swung on and missed. 3 up, 3 down. He strikes them all out. Moran keeping RIT in this game out of the bullpen as they come up in the top of the 6th inning. We'll be back after this.
This is our It's On Us pledge. It's on us to make a personal commitment to help keep all people safe from sexual assault, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability.
Not to be bystanders to the problem, but to be leaders of the solution. We invite you to join us in this campaign by informing your campuses about the It's On Us mission.
And leading it off for RIT here in the 6th, Mike Myers, the catcher, 0 for 2 today. Struck out swinging in the 2nd, flew out to center field in the 4th. Tigers trailing 5-2 against Lesley here in the first game of Day 2 of the Mid-Atlantic Baseball Regional at Peoples Bank Park, an elimination game. Myers ahead 2-0 against Iadevo. Iadevo with 97 pitches. Here comes 98. That one misses the zone. 3-0. And Iadevo misses with a fastball upstairs. Myers is on with a lead-off walk. The 5th walk of the day. And that might be it for Iadevo. Pair of pitchers warming up in the bullpen. This looks like just a talk, however.
Yeah, I think Coach might be deciding what he wants to do. Wants to talk to his starting pitcher. And looks like Iadevo talks him into staying in the game.
Pitchers warming up for the Lynx down in the bullpen are number 1, Jeff Hines, and number 20, Nick DeGrenier. Grenier, a sophomore righty from Marshfield, Massachusetts, just 5'8", and at just 5'9", Hines is a junior righty from Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Shalaba the batter now. Ahead 1-0 against Iadevo. chops that one foul off the fence in front of the Lesley dugout. Pitch to Shalaba, breaking ball in the dirt. And after that trip to the mound, Coach, I think we'd expect if Shalaba or probably anybody else this inning gets on base, they'll probably turn to one of those two relievers. And there's a hit by Shalaba, so we'll find out if I'm right or not. That'll put runners on first and second.
Yeah, I think you are right. My guess is that should be the end of the day for Devo. And
yep, here
it comes.
Shalaba hit that one hard. Not quite hard enough to get it into the gap, but hard hit ball nonetheless for that single. And a good effort by Devo. And the new pitcher will be number 20, Nick DeGrenier.
And DeGrenier looks like he's started several games for the Lynx on the year. 12 appearances, 11 starts, so he's only come out of the bullpen once. 4-3 record with a 4.96 ERA. Second on the team in innings coming into the tournament with 61 2/3. 78 hits, 38 strikeouts, only 13 walks.
Now pitching for the Lynx, number 20, Nick DeGrenier.
Terzini will be the first hitter to face DeGrenier. Let's see what RIT does. Possible sacrifice bunt situation here in the top of the sixth. First and second, nobody out. Down 3 runs. Many different ways you can go. Coach Groh can decide to go here.
And DeGrenier try to keep that run or that lead at 5-2. Not let either of these runners in. Both are the responsibility of Devo, who goes 5+. Thus far, just 2 runs both earned. Allowed 4 hits. None until the 5th inning. Exits after giving up 4 hits. Walked 5, struck out 8. 103 pitches, 4 flyouts, 3 groundouts. And now DeGrenier will face Terzini. Terzini walked twice, including a leadoff walk in the 5th. And he came around to score the first run of the day for RIT.
Really curious to see how RIT does play this. Terzini is a 7 hitter, so Capra is on deck, the 8 hitter. And the Lynx are thinking along the same lines. Not sure if Terzini might square around. Not sure if you sacrifice bunt to put runners on second and third for your 8 hitter. Especially because that runner on second wouldn't even be the tying run. So it looks like Tigers might play for bigger inning. Don't want to give up an out here in the top of the 6th.
Terzini has not laid down a sacrifice bunt.
That factors into it as well. Yeah, if coach isn't sure what he wants to do, he looks at the hitter at the plate, and if the guy's not a great bunter, makes the decision a little bit easier.
Terzini awaits the 1-1 delivery from DeGrenier, but first to pick off throw back to second. Myers slides in ahead of the tag. Fouled away by Terzini. 1-2.
I think DeGrenier got away with a pitch there. Left it up out over the plate. Terzini unable to do anything more than foul it off.
Terzini hits that one high into the air in the right center field. And it's the center fielder putting that one away. Edjagusis.
Now batting number 29, Daniel Capra.
The Grenier comes in and retires the first batter he faces. And now with one away, runners on first and second for Daniel Capra. Capra, the shortstop. Walked and struck out looking. Fouls the first pitch away. Capra had worked ahead 2-0 in that last trip up, and the pitching coach came out, talked to Iadevo. Iadevo battled his way back and managed to get Capra looking. Grenier gets ahead of the shortstop, 0-2. Ball one. Well, this will be the second time in the regional.
Looks like the home plate umpire will bring Capra back. Was an off-speed pitch from DeGrenier. Of course, the rule is that the batter must make an attempt to get it out of the way. The home plate umpire didn't feel like Capra did that. And that's a big call. That ball should be ruled a ball, and I believe that'll give us a 2-2 count. But that's different than being awarded first base, and the Tigers would have had the bases loaded with only one out. I think it was the right call.
He didn't appear to make any movement. I didn't think either, Coach. I think you're right on that one. Second time we've seen that so far this weekend. Last night, Tristan Baker got hit by a pitch, and he was not awarded first base.
And now we have a balk call. DeGrenier didn't stop, didn't come set. There'll be no pitch. It looked like it was a ball. It will be no pitch, so we should still have a 2-2 count. Now runners on second and third with one out.
And Capra pulls one to the left side. The second baseman, Calercio, fields it and throws to first, but a run is in.
And that balk was huge play. Actually, the last two pitches, big events in this game. Go from possibly having the bases loaded with one out. Capra told to stay in the box. Then a balk, then a ground ball. What could have been a double play to get out of the inning. Scores a run.
And Coach, to go back again to last night when we saw that call last night where the batter wasn't awarded first base, he ended up with an RBI on the play as well. It's actually come back to bite the defense when the batter hasn't been awarded the base in both of these instances, although Lesley does get to trade the run for the out. They still have the 5-3 lead.
Yeah, I think if you're Lesley, when all's said and done, you'll take that out. Now it'll take a 2-out hit to score the run.
Schulz ahead, 2-1. Facing DeGrenier. Runner on third. And that one's hit high in the air, out to right field, drifting over towards the line. And just inside fair territory, Roan puts that away for the third out. 1 run comes in for RIT. They still trail Lesley as the Lynx are due up now in the bottom of the 6th. We'll be back in a minute. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Lynx will look to answer back as RIT has scored 3 runs in the last 2 innings. Lesley still leads 5-3. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. First up, Cervantes. The catcher takes the first pitch from Moran for a ball. Cervantes is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and an RBI single.
And Moran has done exactly what we talked about when he first came into the game. He's kept Lesley at 5 runs, giving his team a chance to claw back into this ball game. And what was a 5-0 game is now 5-3. And Moran is pitching very well here in the bottom of the 6th.
Ahead of Cervantes 1-2 at the moment. 5 strikeouts in relief for Moran. And let's make it 6 as he gets Cervantes swinging.
Moran's commanding multiple pitches, putting the ball where he wants to. Has good velocity, good movement on the slider, hard bite. He's locked in this afternoon.
Mike Slaby, the third baseman. And the home plate umpire asks for help from his counterpart down at first, who says, yes, Slaby did go. Strike 1. That pitch missed. Swung on and through the middle, a soft line drive for Slaby, his second hit of the day.
And Slaby's been impressive. The third baseman, 7-hitter for the Lynx, has had himself a good day.
Came into the tournament hitting .295 during the regular season with 7 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs. Faragine, the next batter for the Lynx, the shortstop, 1 for 2. Grounded out to the pitcher and singled and stole a base in the 4th.
Slaby, double-digit stolen bases on the year. Coming into the tournament, had not been thrown out.
That pitch hit high in the air into foul territory. Gorman too far for the fielder to run. Moran looks to first. And he'll throw over and check the runner.
Not much of a lead from Slaby. Feel like he could get another step or two.
Swing and a miss, but the runner is going. Slaby is called out. A high throw from Myers.
Yeah, not a great lead from Slaby there at first, as I said right before the pitch. Also not a great jump. If he improves the lead or gets a better jump, he's probably into second base rather easily. As it is, Myers makes a good throw to second.
Faragine sits at 2-2. And it was the shortstop Capper applying the tag on that caught stealing, so 2-6. And now we have no one on and 2 away for Lesley, the 8-hitter Faragine. He'll take ball 4 for a walk.
And you just seem to feel the momentum shift in this game towards RIT, that this team has a lot of confidence that they expect to come back and win, and Lesley trying to do everything they can to tack on here in the bottom of the 6th.
Roan, the third of 3 right fielders today, steps in for the first time and swings and misses at the first offering from Moran.
More right fielders today for the Lynx and pitchers, Jeff. Not sure how often you can say that in the 6th inning of a game.
Definitely, Coach. And now Roan takes another cut and comes up empty. Gets the bat on this one. High fly, shallow right field. Gorman moves in. No problem for the right fielder. And they'll leave one on base. Lesley still leads as we head to the top of the 7th, 5-3. We'll be back in a minute. Top of the order due up for RIT here in the top of the 7th inning. Waterman hits the first pitch from DeGrenier. And that's plucked out of the air by Faragine, a shortstop. 1 up, 1 down in the RIT half of the 7th. Gorman, a single, a walk, and a strikeout after a 3-hit day yesterday. He goes for the first pitch as well. It's high foul territory. The third baseman, Slaby, on the run. 2 pitches, 2 outs for DeGrenier.
And you got to think Kajanik will be taking here with the first 2 batters swinging and making outs on the first 2 pitches of the inning. If you're DeGrenier, you want to make sure you throw a strike to get ahead here.
called strike one to Kajanik. Kajanik with that swinging bunt during the 5th inning. Flew out to left field in the 1st. And struck out to end the 3rd. Was put out at first by the catcher, 2-3 on that play. He fouled one off in this at bat now, and he's 0-2 against the Grenier. The Grenier to Kajanik. Just missed. 1-2 the count. 2-2 now. And Kajanik cuts and misses at that one. Hadn't offered up with a couple of pitches in a similar spot. That one he went swinging at, couldn't make contact. And it's 3 up, 3 down for RIT.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
Lesley will come to the plate in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Vincent Talercio, the second baseman, to lead it off. Grounded out to short, singled to third, and flew out to center, 1 for 3. After a 2-hit day yesterday. Moran still on the mound for RIT, very strong in relief. Came on to relieve Branch, the starter. Talercio 1-1, the pitch. Hit high in the air into foul territory. Third base calls everyone off. And Schulz puts it away in foul territory. Palma, number 41, the left fielder. 1 for 3, struck out twice. It had a big double during that 4-run 3rd inning. He goes after the first pitch. It's into right field. Gorman calls for it, and he puts it away. 2 quick outs now for Moran.
Good job by both relief pitchers here in the 7th. Working ahead, throwing strikes. Game of baseball, hitters tend to get themselves out just as much, if not more often, than pitchers get them out. And you give them that opportunity by throwing strikes and working ahead.
Humphret takes strike 1 from Moran. The sophomore, 6'2", from Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. He swings and misses at that one. Moran looking for his 7th strikeout in relief. Delivers, swung on and missed. He gets strikeout number 7. And that'll be 3 up, 3 down. A very quick 7th inning for both teams. As we'll head to the top of the 8th. Lesley 5, RIT 3. Daniel Zeglin will lead off here in the 8th inning for RIT. The 24th ranked Tigers seeded 4th in this tournament. Trailing Lesley in an elimination game here, the first game of day 2 of the 2017 Mid-Atlantic
One's warming up down in the
Regional.
bullpen. Don't be
People's
surprised
Bank
if
Park
the
here in
score
York,
stays this way.
Pennsylvania, home of the
29
York
comes
Revolution.
back in, who started yesterday.
Zeglin steps back in, takes strike 1. Grenier delivers and Zeglin cuts at it. Cannot make contact, and we have 0-2. Pitch taken for a ball. Zeglin.
Oof.
Good take there. Leaving the count at 2-2.
And that pitch just missed. A little bit up, I believe.
Zeglin 1 for 5 yesterday, 0 for 3 today. Hits a hard foul ball, and the Lesley bullpen scrambles out of the way. Except the one guy just kind of leaned a little bit, didn't want to give up his seat. Zeglin with one high in the air out to the outfield. Right fielder scrambling back. Did he catch it? He did. Roan, the third of the 3 right fielders with the gem of the day so far from the 3. Running backwards, a leaping, diving catch onto the warning track. He tumbles head over feet.
Yeah, Roan ended up making a great play. I think he made it a little bit difficult on himself. He was drifting back instead of sprinting back and being able to get underneath it. He was drifting back, and the only chance he had to make the play was to make a diving catch over his right shoulder. Great play, although didn't put himself in the best position to make that play based on his footwork. Made up for it. Excellent catch.
Myers, the catcher now. 1-1 after he takes that pitch for a strike. Myers today 0 for 2 with a walk, scored a run. 1-2 now the count. Scored the 3rd run of the day for RIT. Coming home in the 6th. That pitch in the dirt. takes that pitch for a ball. Myers will go down looking. Second time he's gone down on strikes today. 2 away for DeGrenier here in the 8th inning. Shalaba. He steps in. 3 walks yesterday. Today 1 for 3 with a single. Hard hit ball into the left center field gap for a single last time up in the 6th. That was the at-bat that chased Iadevo, the starter for Lesley, from the game. Ahead 2-0. Three-0. And ball 4, Shalaba. Mentioned earlier, Coach, he had walked just 9 times this year. He's now walked 4 times in the last 2 days.
Yeah, none of those 4 pitches were particularly close. And RIT now has the tying run at the plate.
And that's for number 30, Terzini. Walked twice, flew out to center field his last time up. Part of that 6th inning. He was the first batter DeGrenier faced. 0-1, DeGrenier gets ahead.
And you got to tip your cap to the Lesley pitching staff today, facing a tough RIT offense, only giving up 4 hits. And we're through 7 2/3. That Tigers offense that came into the tournament allowing their team to win 33 ball games, 22 in conference play with only 1 loss.
Terzini, a chopper back to the mound. DeGrenier jogs towards first and underhands it for the final out of the inning, a 1-3 putout. RIT leaves a runner on base. They still trail 5-3. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Lesley in the lead. Lesley here in the bottom of the 8th will have the cleanup hitter, Warner, to lead it off. Warner 1 for 3 with the final 3 doubles during that 3rd inning. Warner takes a cut and misses one from Moran. Moran kicks and deals. Strike 2. Pair of automatic bid teams squaring off here in this one. Pitch from Moran, misses low and away. RIT winning the Liberty League tournament. And Lesley the champions out of the NECC. Warner fouls that one back. So the first ever automatic bid for RIT. While Lesley makes its first ever appearance in the NCAA Regional. Up high to Warner. 2-2.
And to get to this point for both teams, it's been a fantastic season.
Warner wanted to hold up on that one. He could not. Strikeout number 8 in relief for Moran. Adjagusis comes up now. 1 for 3. Singleton scored the first run for Lesley. Flew out to center and struck out swinging in the 5th. That was the inning when Moran struck out the side. Jamison Moran, a 6'1" righty from Geneseo, New York. He's been excellent in relief. He's allowed just 2 hits, struck out 8 and walked 1. He's done that over 4 2/3 innings.
And this RIT team, probably one of the more impressive aspect of the team has been the talent they have on the pitching staff. We saw a very talented righty in Reed yesterday. Moran here.
That pitch hits. Adjagusis. One out base runner for Lesley.
To finish my point, and even Branch, who started today's game, didn't throw as well as he would have liked, has had an excellent season. And the Tigers will return all 3 of those arms next year. Moran pitching now, a sophomore. Reed started game 1 yesterday, a junior. And Branch, a freshman. So this Tigers team is going to be able to bring back some talented arms.
2 of the relievers the Tigers used yesterday as well, also juniors, will be back next year. And I remember us touching on it yesterday, high school teammates Bouchard and Pavlak out of Fairport, New York. Is here Cervantes. Singles to right. And after that hit by pitch, there's now runners on first and second. Lesley looking to add to their lead.
Now batting number 3.
1 away.
Slaby.
Slaby will come up. Slaby singled his last time up. His second hit today. But he was thrown out stealing for the second out of the 6th inning. Slaby takes a called strike.
And the biggest loss for this Tigers team moving into next year will be right fielder Gorman. I'm sure the rest of the Liberty League isn't sad to see him go, but he is a senior. So the Tigers' biggest challenge will be replacing his production in the lineup.
1-1 now, the count to Slaby. That ball hit on the ground to shortstop. 6-4-3. Double play. Capper to Waterman to Terzini. And that ends the threat here in the 8th. First threat against reliever Moran, but he induces the double play to retire the side. We'll be back for the top of the 9th after this, 4th seeded RIT, the number 24 team in Division III, down to their last 3 outs here, trailing Lesley 5-3 in an elimination game here at the Mid-Atlantic Regional. Capper, number 29, the shortstop, leading it off. He goes for the first pitch, hard hit liner, one hops to the left fielder. Leadoff base runner. Don't count the Tigers out just yet.
Not sure if Capper was sitting on that off-speed pitch, but it was up in the zone on the outer third. Capper good job hitting the ball the other way, not trying to do too much. Getting on base, bringing the tying run to the plate.
Brings up Schulz in search of his first hit of the tournament. 0 for 3 today, 0 for 4 yesterday. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Coach, you touched on him. All right. Look at this one from the 9-hitter way back off of the arch nemesis in left field. It's just going to be a long single.
Yeah, and couple feet away from being a tie ball game. Not sure why Schultz isn't on second base. The ball was up in the air a long time. If he's sprinting out of the box, he should be able to get to second base rather easily, and that's a big play because that would get the tying run to second. Not sure.
That chases DeGrenier from the game. We talked a lot about how well Moran pitched. DeGrenier pitched very well once he entered the game for Lesley. But after 2 hits here to lead off the 9th, they're going to turn it over to their third pitcher of the day. And Coach, I was about to say before Schultz hit that blast off the arch nemesis, the big wall out here in left field, actually taller than the Green Monster, talking about RIT having to replace Gorman. A couple other key bats. We're hoping for at least one more game. Kajanik, the number 3 hitter, who's been solid in this tournament, and Myers, the catcher, also seniors for RIT, as is Salmon, who played first base yesterday.
Yep. The starter. That was a career high in strikeouts with 8.
The new pitcher is sophomore Dan O'Donnell Jr. O'Donnell, 14 appearances on the season, 1 start, 17 2/3 innings, 5 strikeouts.
Also serves as a reserve catcher for the Lynx.
Little curious to go with O'Donnell here. Of course, don't know the status of some of the other arms in the Lesley bullpen. Some guys that have saved some ball games previously this season remain in the bullpen.
O'Donnell pitched a scoreless inning yesterday against Hopkins. He was the 4th of 4 pitchers. Tom Murator took the loss, followed by an inning and a third from Jeff Hines. DePalma, an outfielder today, gave up 4 runs, 3 earned in 1 inning, and then O'Donnell finished it off.
Now we're in a unique situation here because you could argue that Waterman may be bunting to advance a tying run to second base. However, if you do that, you're going to take the bat out of your best hitter's hands in Gorman, because the Lynx will be likely to then intentionally walk Gorman to load the bases.
Waterman did attempt to bunt that last pitch.
Now the other option is if the sign-on is a safety squeeze. Again, a runner moves out to second, runner would score. Again, you're taking the bat out of your best hitter's hands.
Foul tip on that bunt. Waterman not happy with himself. 0-2, you'd expect they probably take the bunt off here. Waterman does have 6 sacrifice bunts. He does have some good bunting ability, but he is a 300 hitter, and as you said, it's up in the air whether or not you'd want to bunt.
Yeah.
He swings and stays alive with a foul ball there.
I think it's the right call, taking the bunt off. Not sure, a good bunt. Waterman could have beat it out, but again, I think it puts on how important it would have been for Schultz to get to second base because they wouldn't have had to attempt to give up an out for a bunt early.
Waterman line drive to second base, throws back to first, a 4-3 double play. Huge turn of events there as Talercio snags that line drive, goes up the ladder, jumps for it, gets it over to Warner, and they double off Schultz.
Waterman couldn't have hit that ball any harder. If it's a step or two to the left or right, that's a single, possibly more. Schultz is likely going first to third. Huge turn of events. Schultz missed a game-tying home run by a couple of feet, ends up at first base with a single.
O'Donnell now gets ahead of Gorman. 0-2.
And how about O'Donnell? Only 17 innings on the season, 14 appearances, 0 saves. And out away from his first save of the season.
That one high and away to Gorman.
And, of course, it's against the Liberty League Player of the Year.
If you're going to tell RIT they'd be trailing by 2 in the 9th, this is the guy they'd want up with 2 outs. That was a close one, but it misses. 2-2 now to Gorman. The Tigers down to their last out here at the NCAA Regional. Gorman their last chance. Dives for a pitch, fouls it up in the air, chasing it.
Ooh.
Cervantes almost had it, but collides with the wall just in front of the Lesley dugout and can't hold on. Can't fault him there. That would have been a heck of a play. He ran into that wall pretty hard, too. He was moving for it, trying to end this game.
And if I'm Lesley here, if I'm O'Donnell, I'm not going to throw a strike to Gorman. I'm going to make sure to keep the ball down and away, try to get him to chase something here, 2-2.
The pitch. Gorman hits it high and deep, way back, and that goes into the home run patio here. Gorman's second home run of this regional ties the game. Huge hit by the Liberty League Player of the Year.
And O'Donnell left an off-speed pitch up, hung it. Gorman with a huge home run. Top of the 9th, 2 outs, 2-2 count as the tying run. A game-tying home run to right field.
And, Coach, how big is that line drive double play now? They don't double that runner off first. RIT has the lead.
Yeah, you go back and look from the very start of this inning. So many things happened to bring us to this point.
First pitch from O'Donnell to Kajanik.
I go back to my point when RIT was attempting to bunt Waterman with runners on the corners with nobody out. If they do that, Gorman gets intentionally walked. RIT was essentially bunting, and Lesley would have taken the bat out of Gorman's hands. Waterman doesn't get the bunt down, hits a line drive to second base, ends up being a double play. They decide to pitch to Gorman. It's a game-tying home run.
Kajanik with the foul ball. 1-2. Lesley came very close to eliminating the nationally ranked RIT Tigers, but some fight still in the Liberty League champions. Kajanik hits a one-hopper out to second base. And Talercio throws it over for the out. That's the third out of the inning. But the big bomb by Gorman ties this game. We need to go now to the bottom of the 9th. Lesley, we'll see if they can advance or if we'll head to extra innings. Back after this. Farragine leading it off here for Lesley in the bottom half of the ninth after the big blast by Gorman. 2-run home run erases a 5-3 deficit with 2 outs in the top half of the ninth. The Tigers were down to their last out. Farragine trying to start something here for the Lynx as he fouls that pitch out of play.
And RIT was down 5-0 after 3. And they go to Jameson Moran in the 3rd inning and has done nothing but put up 0 since then, allowing the team to claw back into the game.
And he gets Farragine looking at strikeout number 9 out of the bullpen for Moran.
Now batting, number 45, Justin Clark.
A pinch hitter. Now number 45, Justin Clark, a junior left-handed hitter from Chino Hills, California. 275 hitter on the year with 5 doubles and a home run. Takes a strike. Hits a chopper to shortstop. The throw across by Capra for the 2nd out of the inning. And a quick 2nd out here. We'll turn the lineup back over to Talercio. First pitch from Moran to Talercio, taken for a strike. Here with 2 away. Hits this one on the ground again to shortstop. Capra across. Quick 1, 2, 3. Bottom half of the ninth. We'll head now to the top of the 10th. Free baseball here at the Mid-Atlantic Regional. We're back in a minute. And we head now to the top of the 10th. Extra innings after that home run by Gorman and a 1-2-3 bottom half of the ninth for Moran. RIT forces extra innings. First pitch swinging by Zeglin, swing and a miss. Defensive substitution for Lesley after the pinch hitter for the 9 spot last inning. It's Raycroft, number 15, Gage Raycroft. A sophomore from Fort Myers, Florida.
And Gorman's going to get, obviously, a lot of the credit for a 2-out, 2-strike game-tying home run in the top of the ninth. But Moran going 6+ scoreless innings.
He really did an excellent job keeping them in this game, not letting that lead get any bigger so that the Tigers could begin to chip away.
And not only has he put up zeros, but he was dominant. He's been dominant through the last 6 innings of this ball game.
I believe 8 strikeouts in relief. 3-2, Zeglin works a full count.
And we'll have to go back and check, but very few base runners.
9 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits.
Yeah. 4 base runners. I'm not sure any of them got past second base.
Zeglin goes down looking. O'Donnell with the strikeout. His first of the game. Here comes Mike Myers, the catcher for RIT. That pitch a ball to Myers. Raycroft, the new right fielder for Lesley, actually a .310 hitter. And he'll get tested now. Well, this one won't even get out of the infield. This is just a pop up to second base. It was hit towards the right side. Talercio puts it away. 2 away here in the top half of the 10th inning. Dom Shalaba with 2 outs, nobody on. Single and a walk, 1 for 3. And a tough out so far this weekend. Walked 3 times yesterday. Center fielder for RIT. From North Brunswick, New Jersey. And he'll hit one on the ground to third. Slaby throws across, and that's it for RIT in the 10th. We'll head to the bottom half. RIT and Lesley knotted at 5. Back after this.
Now batting at 41, Steven.
2-3-4 here. Due up for the Lynx in the bottom of the 10th.
DePalma will lead it off. 1 for 4, struck out twice and doubled. Moran still in there. 1-0 on DePalma, the pitch. DePalma takes that for a strike. 1-1. Moran again. over 6 innings of relief. With 9 strikeouts, just 1 walk, 3 hits allowed. This is up high there. 2-2. Looped into the outfield. Gorman on the run, makes a nice running catch over his head. Retired to Palma for the first out.
We've seen a lot of similar plays, similar balls hit in the right center gap this tournament. That was probably the most well played of them all. Off the bat, looked like that was ticketed for the gap from the right-hander to Palma. Ball sliced back to Gorman. Gorman sprinting the whole way, not drifting back. Able to put away the first out of the inning.
That results in Pumford coming up to the plate. First pitch high for ball 1 for Moran. Swing and a miss on the second pitch. Evens things up at 1-1.
Yeah, and Moran had success against Pumford on his slider away. I'd look to see that again here, especially now that he's up in the count 1-2. Pumford does have 4 home runs on the year and hasn't looked comfortable on Moran's slider. There it is.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pumford goes down. Strikeout number 10 for Moran out of the bullpen. Last fastball he threw was clocked at 86. That breaking ball came in the high 70s. First pitch to Warner results in strike 1.
And the starter for Lesley, Iadevo, did want to mention he had a career high strikeouts today with 8.
And that one to Warner. Mirror image of the other catch Gorman just made.
Yeah, that might have been a little bit tougher. That ball was hit a little bit harder, hit a little bit further. Gorman able to run the ball down. Good read off the bat. That was in the right center gap. Could have been a triple, definitely a double. And Moran starting to get hit a little bit.
And we're back now for the top of the 11th inning. RIT with the first crack at the 11th inning. Tied with Lesley. 5-5, dramatic 2-out home run in the top of the 9th by Gorman, who then made 2 great defensive plays in the bottom of the 10th. And now here we stand in the 11th. New pitcher for Lesley, number 1, a junior, Jeff Hines, right-hander out of Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Yeah, and Hines has served as the team's primary closer this season with 4 saves. That's why it was a little unusual not to see him in the top of the 9th a couple innings ago.
And Terzini pops this one up foul, and Cervantes squeezes it out, number 1 here in the 11th.
Hines has made 17 appearances. This would be number 18. He's 1-2 on the season with a 4.15 ERA. As I said earlier, 4 saves in 21 2/3 innings, 8 strikeouts, only 4 walks. So he's another pitcher that'll fill up the strike zone.
Capra with a line drive single to start that 9th. Scored on Gorman's home run. He's 1 for 3 with that base hit and a walk.
And Hines
struck out looking and grounded to second.
Hines has a rather unusual arm slot. It's a little bit more 3/4, not quite sidearm. Typically a difficult arm slot for right-handed hitters, a guy that lefties might have a little more success against.
Capra swings and fouls that one away. Count 1-2.
Capra got it all started in the top of the 9th, hitting the first pitch he saw, an off-speed pitch into left field.
Swinging a foul tip strikeout. Hines gets him swinging for the second out of the inning. Capra did get a piece of it, but Cervantes held on.
And now we have Schultz up. Last at bat, Schultz hit a ball off the arch nemesis, the name for the wall in left field.
Ended up just being a long single for the third baseman. Got doubled off on a 4-3 line drive double play for Gorman's home run. Count with Hines and Schulz even at 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And that one's hit on the ground to shortstop.
Wide throw.
Long throw across. And that pulls Warner off the bag. Faragine with a long throw there, but Schulz is safe at first.
Good job by Schultz busting down the line on that one.
Throwing error by the shortstop. Faragine.
Wasn't an easy play as he had to move a little bit to his left. Would have taken a strong throw.
Waterman steps in. 1 for 5. Make that 2 for 6 as he hits one to right field. And Schulz on his way to third, slides in under the throw back to second.
Oh, wow. Oh.
The ball rolled away. The second base umpire calls Waterman out. The umpires are going to talk about this one. I don't think they controlled the throw down there at second.
Yeah, that ball kicked away. Second base umpire just didn't see it. They're going to get this right. RIT is going to have runners on second and third with 2 outs. Umpire, his angle, couldn't see that ball. It fell out of the glove on the other side of the bag. It should be runners on second and third with 2 outs, and I'm confident they're going to get together and make the right call here. The throw was on target. Would have been a base running mistake from Waterman. The throw goes all the way to the third. Waterman tries to advance to second. Throw goes 5 4. Can't hold on to the ball after making the tag. Yep,
So
and
they're
they're
going to bring Lesley back out.
Yeah, and this is the right call.
Coach Cather's going to ask for an explanation.
Coach Cather's not going to be happy. Again, he could be arguing that the tag was made first, but that ball clearly came out of the glove either on the tag or even before the tag. The second base umpire was on our side of second base. The ball kicked away to the far side of second base. He couldn't see the ball trickle away behind the runner. The other umpires, as well as ourselves up here, could clearly see that. They got together, getting the call right. Good job by the umpire crew. RIT will have runners at second and third for Gorman. Now I would anticipate an intentional walk here.
Intentional walk. It'd load the bases, but it'd set up a force anywhere.
Yeah, and what it does do is, unfortunately, that makes the pitcher have to throw a strike, although we did mention earlier that Hines only 4 walks in over 20 innings this year, so not a guy that typically walks a ton, so you don't have to worry about that as much with the bases loaded. I'd be highly surprised if they pitched to Gorman here. Of course, just another reason why Waterman going to second there, not sure risking it, because again it would have taken the bat out of your best hitter's hands and could have ended the inning, should have ended the inning if that second baseman holds on to that ball.
And they're just going to hold out the glove for Gorman here. He's going to get a free pass. They're not going to mess with him after what he's done today and he did yesterday. He's been one of the hottest hitters in this tournament.
Yeah, and Kajanik behind him is a good hitter in his own right, but Gorman is, the best hitter on this RIT team, and I agree with Coach Cather's decision. If you're going to lose this game, you want to make someone else beat you. Unfortunately, Gorman was able to tie up the game in the top of the 9th.
Now Kajanik steps in. Singled in the 5th. 1 for 5 with 2 strikeouts today.
And, I do understand Waterman trying to move up to second base on that play. You are in the top of the inning. You'd like to score more than 1 run. Lesley could have decided to walk Gorman even with runners on the corners. So we might be in the same situation. But it just seemed too risky. Again, he was out at second base if they hold on to the ball.
Kajanik with a swing and a miss. And Coach, as dangerous as Gorman's been today, Kajanik 1 for 5, but that hit was a swinging bunt. So they've had a lot better luck against him today. So
he is a 340 hitter on the year with 40 RBI, so has had success.
He hits one on the ground. Misplayed at second base by Talercio, but he manages to recover and gets it over to first for the out. The intentional walk works. We'll head to the bottom of the 11th. 5-5 RIT against Lesley.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
we're back for the bottom half of the 11th inning between 4th seeded RIT and 8th seeded Lesley in an elimination game. Ajagusis will lead off.
Not a bad guy to have at the plate if you're Lesley. He's been on base 2 out of his 4 times. Good numbers on the season.
Swing and a miss there.
Lesley hasn't been able to figure out Moran's slider. Typically that's a pitch for a right-hander. You want to stay back and drive that ball to right field.
That pitch gets away.
A couple times they have done that. They've had balls ticketed for the gap. Gorman was able to track down a couple balls that hung up there a little bit too long.
Pitch to Ajagusis. That pitch is wide. 2-2.
I don't know about you, Jeff, but it seems like in the first 2 days of this tournament, balls to that right center gap have really, and right field, have been carrying out there.
And right now the wind is blowing straight out over that PSECU sign in right center field. Pitch from Moran. Hit high in the air. Shalaba sprints in and stops underneath it. Tires Ajagusis. One away here in the 11th. Number 16, Cervantes steps in. Jacob with 2 hits today, the catcher. It goes for the first pitch and pops it up, and his counterpart Myers drifting, falling backwards. He puts it away. 2 outs. Great play there by Myers, trying to get a location on that one that went pretty much straight up over his head.
Yeah, that's not an easy play. The catcher with all his gear on, turning around. Ball hit in foul territory typically will come back towards fair territory. Myers able to stick with it, get the second out of the inning. Nice play.
And that brings up Slaby.
Don't want to beat a dead horse, but Moran, I believe it's almost 8 innings now. Scoreless ball in relief.
Just threw his 100th pitch in relief. Usually a starter for RIT, so it's not a big deal. Even though he's a reliever today, he's used to going deep into games.
Came into the 3rd inning with his team trailing 5-0. Has put up goose eggs since then, and very few hits, a couple of walks. Lesley hasn't had much going since that 3rd inning.
Number 11 gets Slaby looking. 3 up, 3 down. Shows no signs really of tiring. I think maybe we thought he might be last inning. Not really. And we'll head the RIT half of the 12th. 5-5. Back after this.
4, 5, 6 due up here for the Tigers.
Zeglin, the cleanup hitter, left field, leading it off. Strike one to Zeglin. 0 for 5. Struck out twice, grounded out twice, flew out to right field. Cuts and fouls that one off. Zeglin, a .343 hitter during the regular season. One hit yesterday, looking for his first one today. That pitch from Hines sails wide. Zeglin hits that one. It's going to roll to the wall. He's around first. He'll slide into second safely with a double. Great backup on the throw there. The first baseman, Warner. The throw skipped away at second base, went right to him. Good job backing that up, or Zeglin might be on third or even score.
Great base running for Zeglin out of the box. Knew he was going to go 2. DePalma couldn't have played that better out in left field. Ball hit the wall, got rid of it quickly. Strong throw to Faragine. And great job by the first baseman, Warner, backing up. You got to think Myers is going to be sacrifice bunting here. Even though he is the 5 hitter.
Cervantes just came out to give some signs to the Lesley infield, let them know how they want to play this. Third base coming in. Swing and a miss by Myers. Shortstop. Faragine tried to sneak behind Zeglin.
Very surprised swinging the bat, thinking might be Myers lefty, pull the ball to the right side. If I'm RIT, I'm playing for 1 run, knowing how good your pitching has been.
Also, no sacrifice bunts this year for Myers. So again, that just might not be the type of hitter he is.
Yeah, and my response to that would be, well, if you're going to play college baseball at this level, you need to be able to get a bunt down in this situation. And, good hitter, but
he'll chop one, which will do the same job. Warner and Hines outruns Myers to the bag.
Good job by Myers with 2 strikes, putting the ball in play. Again, the thinking to not bunting in that situation is, letting your 5 hitter swing away. Lefty can pull the ball, possibly get a base hit to the right side. Worst case scenario, does that. So great job by Myers, moving the runner over. Now Lesley will play the infield up versus Shalaba.
Shalaba with 1 away, runner on third, swings at the first pitch. Big swing. Can't make contact, strike 1. Pitch from Hines, strike 2.
Hines is looking for a strikeout here. Shababa on the season has struck out 26 times in 94 at-bats. He really needs to find a way to shorten up, put that ball in play.
Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Huge strikeout there by Hines, who's not a strikeout pitcher, but comes up with 1 in this situation. Entered the tournament with just 8 in 21 2/3 innings on the year.
And looks like we'll see a pinch hitter here. I think this will be Phil Salmon, first baseman, started yesterday. Came into the tournament hitting .338. One of the captains on this team, I believe. I'm sorry, not one of the captains, but one of the seniors.
And it is number 24. He swings at the first pitch and pops it up. That'll get back over the screen.
I think one of the stories of this game has been the inability for teams to consistently hit the off-speed pitches. you see these offenses trying to pull breaking balls on the outer half instead of staying back and driving it to right field for the righties, left field for the left-handed hitters.
And Salmon, a .338 hitter, one hit yesterday, got the start against Alvernia and had a single in that game. Runner on third. Zeglin led off with a double and moved to third on a ground ball by Myers. 2 away as Salmon fouls one back.
Yeah, healthy hack from Salmon, right on it. Pitch was just in enough that he wasn't able to get the barrel on the ball. You got to be careful now for a ball in the dirt if you're the runner at third.
Pitch from Hines, off speed, 64 miles an hour there. Pulled the string on that one, and Salmon goes down swinging. 2 strikeouts in that inning for Hines. We head to bottom half of the 12th. Still 5-5 RIT in Lesley.
It's on us. It's on all of us. And it's time to act now.
It's on us to start the change. It's on us to be the change. It's on us. It's on Division III. It's on all of us to stop sexual assault.
Bottom 12, Faragine leading it off. Moran still in relief. He's thrown 8 1/3 innings of relief. Struck out 11, walked 1, just 3 hits. Faragine swings and lines one out to right field. Gorman trots in and puts it away on the run. First out, 1 up, 1 down here in the 12th. He just really has showed no signs of slowing down to this point. This brings up Raycroft. Number 15, a sophomore. His first plate appearance. The 4th right fielder of the game for Lesley. (2-0). He's ahead. Perhaps the best offensive statistics of any of the 4 right fielders they've used today. Raycroft entered as a .310 hitter. Takes that pitch on the outside corner for strike 1.
Raycroft only 2 extra base hits on the season. See Gorman in right field playing a couple steps in, try to take away the ball in front of him.
And Raycroft hits that one right back up the middle. Soft line drive into center field. 1 out single for the Lynx.
And you know, if I'm the Lynx, this is the guy I want at the plate, leadoff hitter Taliccio.
Taliccio so far today, 1 for 5. 2 hits yesterday against Hopkins.
Yeah, and the 1 for 5 doesn't tell how good of a game he's had. He's hit the ball hard multiple times.
Entered the tournament second on the team with a .313 batting average. Ducks backing away from that pitch from Moran.
Raycroft hasn't attempted a stolen base on the year.
Pitch from Moran. In there for a strike.
Great 1-0 slider, and one of the reasons Miranda's been able to be successful is he's been able to throw that breaking ball when he's been behind in the count. 1-0, 2-1, when hitters are looking fastball.
Swung on. Tough hop for the third baseman. Shortstop. Capra. Right place at the right time. Plucks it out of the air. Throws it to second. They get the out. At second ends up just a fielder's choice. But when that ball took a hop and kind of bounced away from Schultz at third, looked like that might be big trouble for RIT. Capra bails him out.
Yeah, Schultz, as soon as that ball hit his glove, you didn't know where that ball was going to go. You're thinking runners are going to be on first and second with one out. Capra, right spot, right time, has the field awareness to get the lead runner at second base. Probably could have gotten, if you went directly to first, could have gotten the trail runner as well, the batter at first. However, had the intelligence to get the lead runner at second base. Now it's going to take an extra base hit for the runner to score from first.
That's the always common 5-6-4 put out at second. Runner going. Throw down. 2-4. They cut down Colercio at second to end the inning. De Palma, the two-hitter, will walk back to the dugout. He'll lead off when we come back for the bottom of the 13th. Top of the 13th inning. Still 5-5.
Yeah, for those of you expecting to see the Elizabethtown SUNY Maritime game, we're still in game one of today's 4 games between Rochester Institute of Technology and Lesley.
Capra leading off the top of the 13th after he made a great defensive play. In the bottom half of the 12th, he pops one foul that lands harmlessly and bounces out of play.
And Capra's been impressive in the first 2 games of this regional at the plate and on the field. Offensively shown an ability to use the whole field, hit it where it's pitched. Again, he led off the top of the 9th for the Tigers when they scored 2 runs to tie up the game after trailing 5-0 in the 3rd.
Just a freshman playing shortstop as well, and he gets that one just over the leaping Faragine at shortstop. He'll get something started here in the 13th inning.
And that's exactly how he started off the top of the 9th as well. Staying back in an off-speed pitch away, driving it to left field. That's an excellent job of hitting for Capra. The second time he's done that to lead off the inning since the 9th. Now we have third baseman Scholes up. You got to think he's going to be sacrifice bunting here for the top of the order.
2 hits and a walk for Capra, who's down there on first base. Scholes takes the first pitch for a strike. Shoals only one sacrifice on the season.
That's why he's there and I'm here, I guess.
But he squared around on that one, Coach, so.
Hard to argue against 33-8 on the year for the RIT Tigers and 22-1 in the Liberty League. So RIT has had an excellent year. Coach Grove's done an excellent job with his 2017 team.
2-2 now the count on Shoals. Shoals does not like the call. Looks back at the home plate umpire. But he is called out on strikes for the first out. Capra still on first. Now Waterman steps up. Waterman with 2 hits today. Singles in the 5th and the 11th innings. He swings at the first pitch. High fly ball. Chases DePalma back, but he settles under it right before the warning track. And 2 away. Gorman steps up. Gorman, in addition to that big blast, the 2-run homer that is why we're still here. He's walked twice and singled one of those walks intentional his last time up to load the bases. Hines delivers in a single right back up through the middle. And they'll stop Capra at second. First and second with 2 outs.
And the thinking there, Capra didn't want to be the 3rd out at third base. You know, in my opinion, I think he would have gotten there easily. Not that he could have foreseen the center fielder bobbling the ball, but I think even if the center fielder feels that cleanly, they're not going to throw him out at third. A lot more options for runners on first and third than first and second. But
Janik takes the first pitch low and away. 1 for 6. Swinging bunt single. Dangerous hitter in the 3-hole here for the Liberty League champions. Not his best day thus far. Someone who definitely could come through with a hit in this situation for them. 2-0 ahead of Hines, who delivers from the stretch. Swung on and high in the air. Right fielder circles around, drifts towards foul territory, and just over the line into foul territory. Raycroft puts that away. Kajanik just missed that one, got under it a little bit and pulled it a little too far. So we'll head to the bottom of the 13th, still tied at 5-5 RIT and Lesley at the Mid-Atlantic Regional.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, then I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
DePalma, 2, 3, and 4 due up for Lesley. DePalma first to face Moran. Moran has pitched more than a full game's worth out of the bullpen.
Yeah, 9 1/3 innings thus far. Only given up 4 hits, 11 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's really been the star for RIT. I know Gorman had the game-tying home run in the 9th, but wouldn't have been possible without this performance from Moran.
Palma in the air. That's going to chase the center fielder, Shabala, back. Just shy of the warning track on the move. Puts that one from DePalma away. 1 away in the 13th.
DePalma hit that ball hard and far. Fortunately, deepest part of the park. Well hit, just underneath it.
Humphret, the designated hitter, has a double in 5 at-bats, but struck out 3 times. Now he hits one on the ground to shortstop. Capra fields and throws that over. 2 up, 2 down in the 13th for Moran, and fairly quick outs. Now that he's deeper into his pitch count, he's starting to get a little more economical. He's not striking everybody out, but they're getting out on the first, second pitch.
Yeah, not too many times you see a reliever go more than 9 innings. That just doesn't happen very often.
33 Warner, the first baseman. Takes one inside for ball 1.
I think it's also important to note that the balls and calls behind the plate, balls and strikes have been excellent this game. Not too many times where we've looked at each other and thought that there was a missed call. Typically, when you don't have to talk about an umpire, normally means they're doing a great job, and behind the plate, excellent in game 1 today.
And that pitch thrown away to Warner. And the one time when there was a call that maybe was missed, where that one throw went and rolled away at second base, the second base umpire just couldn't see it. It wasn't that he got it wrong. He just didn't have the angle to see that one. They got together. They conferred. They got it right. They've done a very solid job here today. Like you said, Coach, if we're not talking about it much, they're doing a good job.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is getting the call right. Sometimes it takes more than one umpire to get the call right. They were able to do that.
Swung on Warner, drives one to the corner. It's going to be foul. That had the distance to end this in one swing. Warner jumps on one from Moran.
One of the few times that Moran has left a pitch up out over the middle part of the plate.
Warner hitting cleanup, only 1 home run on the year. But saw something he liked there. Now he goes swinging. Goes fishing after a breaking ball. 3 up, 3 down. Another strikeout. The 12th in relief for Moran. And we'll head to the top of the 14th inning here. Back after this. And now we move to the top of the 14th inning. First game of the day at the 2017 NCAA Division III Mid-Atlantic Baseball Regional at Peoples Bank Park here in York, Pennsylvania. Zeglin to lead it off for RIT. He's led off a few innings. Kajanik, a little bit of a rough day at the plate, and the cleanup hitter, as a result, has led off several innings. Zeglin, who doubled his last time up, hits one up in the air. Center fielder puts that away. Arjigusis makes the play for the first out.
We talked a lot about Moran for RIT, the relief pitcher who's thrown more than 10 innings out of the bullpen for the Tigers with double-digit strikeouts, scattered a few hits, been excellent. Hines has been equally as impressive since he's come into the game.
And we have Myers up now. Swings on that one, lines it down the line and right. It's just going to be a single. Raycroft, a good job of cutting that ball off before it could get by him. One out base runner for RIT. The catcher stands on first. Shalaba steps up, struck out his last time up.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd like to atone for that strikeout. Had a runner on third base with less than 2 outs, the infield up. Struck out on a slider down and away.
Called strike one. In addition to the relief pitchers we've talked about, both of the starting catchers are still in the game. Myers caught yesterday. Did a full 9 innings.
Double play ball here.
4-6. 3. And it is a double play. 4-6-3. To finish my thought before that ball got hit, Cervantes did most of the catching yesterday. He did get subbed out, but both of these guys, long days for them as well. 4-6-3 double play ends the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 14th, still tied at 5. Well, we're moving on to the bottom of the 14th inning, and Death Taxes and Jamison Moran in relief. He's still in, entered the game in the 3rd inning. Still out there. He's been exceptional for RIT. Ajigusis leading off against him here in the inning. Hit by a pitch and singled 2 times on base here.
And a lot of people talk about pitch count, and Moran's certainly thrown a lot of pitches in the mid-120s. However, very few of those were high-pressure situations.
Called strike there, 2-1.
That certainly allows a pitcher to stay in the game longer.
4 hits, 1 walk, 12 strikeouts in over 12 innings of work. But Adjagussis rips this one down the third base line. He's looking for extra bases. The left fielder gets it in. Zeglin, but not in time. Adjagussis, lead-off runner on second base. And, of course, Lesley playing as the home team in this elimination game. If they get him in, this is over.
Yeah, I would certainly expect a bunt here from Cervantes. Looks like Coach Grove's going to make a pitching change. Moran, fantastic job. It's a shame he has a chance to take the loss in this game. But he's single-handedly given this team a chance to win this ball game. I think it'll be left-hander Brett Bouchard. We'll confirm that for you, and it is. Bouchard, the closer for the RIT Tigers. 5-1 on the year with a 1.97 ERA in 45 2/3 inning, 21 appearances. That's a lot of innings for a relief pitcher. That's more than just a closer. That's someone who's a key reliever for your ball club. Opponents are hitting 229 off of him. He'll come into the game to face the catcher, Cervantes. I'd be expecting a bunt situation. Sacrifice bunt. Bouchard throws 3/4 left. He looks like he fastball. Here comes the slider where he's warming up. Fastball slider. Looks like he'd be a very difficult guy for a left-handed hitter. Fortunately for the Lynx, they have 2 righties coming up. Again, I would expect Cervantes, the catcher, look to sacrifice bunt. We'll see what kind of bunt defense the Tigers have on. Normally, when you'd like to bunt a guy to third base, you want it down the third baseline because the first baseman is able to play up. The third baseman has to play back, at least initially.
And Bouchard did work an inning and a third yesterday. Charged with a hit, a run, and a walk. That's the final run scored in the game by Alvernia. His first pitch now. Cervantes does square around to bunt. Pulls the bat back, pitches high, ball 1. They've fired up the carousel in left center field, Coach.
That's got to be a sign.
Strike 1. They're going to say he offered bunt at that pitch. 1-1. Cervantes, 2 for 5, struck out twice. Squares around to bunt. Backs up from it, but bunts at the third baseman. Over to first, successful sacrifice. Schultz makes the play for the out.
Textbook bunt with a runner at second, bunting him to third. You want to make the third baseman have to come field the bunt. Schultz barehanded it, made a strong throw to first. Not an easy play for the third baseman. Looks like number 19, Zeglin, who was playing left field, will come into the infield to give the Tigers an additional infielder. This is a play that, a setup you've seen used the last couple years in Major League Baseball. Haven't seen it a ton at the collegiate level yet. But the play would be to have 5 infielders. Infield up. They're able to cover more ground. you put both outfielders in the gap, so we have an outfielder in left center and an outfielder in right center. Slaby at the plate, basically anything hard on the ground, past the infield ends it. Something fly ball out of the infield should win it as well.
First pitch up high. Slaby is 2 for 5. In his last 2 plate appearances, grounded into a 6-4-3 double play and struck out looking.
Slaby does have 29 strikeouts coming into the year. That's second on the team, so he is prone to strike out.
Takes a pitch. He's ahead 2-0. Hitters count.
Now, if you're Bouchard here, you don't have to give in to a pitch down the middle. Worst case scenario is it Slaby walks and you set up a double play.
Hard grounder. They look the runner back to third. Over to first, a 4-3 ground out.
And this is actually the second time this season that an opponent has gone to 5 infielders against Lesley. Newberry College early in the year also went to 5 infielders. And Faragine hit a line drive over the shortstop to win the game 3-2. So Faragine's
the devil. Who's up, Coach?
Yeah, Faragine's up, but it looks like with 2 outs.
Go back to that traditional defense.
Yeah, that's a good move. You bring the 5 infielders in to prevent it against a ground ball getting through. They did that. Now your playing percentages going back to straight up 9.
Swing and a miss. Faragine behind, 0-1. Lesley playing as the home team, so the walk-off run is on third base.
Faragine's been impressive. His last couple at-bats, he's hit the ball hard early on. Didn't look great at the plate, but has looked more comfortable as this game's gone along.
1 for 4 with a walk. It finds himself behind 0-2 now to Bouchard. Backs against the wall for RIT as they cling to their playoff lives with the potential winning run for the Lynx, standing after the lead less than 90 feet from home plate. Swing and a miss. Bouchard strikes him out swinging. Ends the threat. They had the potential winning run on base to lead off the inning and couldn't get him in. A leadoff double bunted him to third. 2 tries to get him home, and they can't do it. We'll keep going. Top of the 15th coming up. RIT and Lesley tied at 5-5. And we're back now. Top of the 15th inning. 5-5 RIT and Lesley. Salmon, the first baseman, leading off. Hard grounder to shortstop. No trouble for Faragine as he throws over. 1 quick out. Still number 1 Hines in the game.
Hines has been fantastic in extras. Has had to work his way out of a couple jams, but has been able to do so.
4 1/3 scoreless for Hines as Capra steps in. He's had a great game for RIT. For Hines, no runs in 4 1/3, just 5 hits and a walk, 4 strikeouts. 4 ground ball outs, 4 fly ball outs.
And the other 6 teams in this tournament have to be looking at this game. I'm sure they want to play their games as soon as possible, but both teams are having to expend a lot of energy, a lot of pitches to win this game.
1-1 the count on Capra as Hines looks in and delivers. That pitch misses wide, but you're exactly right, Coach. A lot of energy. Whoever remains alive is going to have gone through a bunch of pitchers at this point. Capra hits that one out to center field. Drifting back is Ajagusis, and he puts it away for the second out.
Yeah, to stay alive, the winning team will have to win 2 games tomorrow, play 2 games tomorrow. It's supposed to only be 1 today, but as we play into the 15th inning, we're approaching the point where it's basically 2 games.
Schultz now steps in. Jason Schultz 1 for 6 today, struck out 3 times. He takes strike 1.
And because it's a elimination game, both teams are throwing their best available pitchers, realizing they have to do whatever they can right now to get to tomorrow.
Pitch to Schultz from Hines. Strike 2. Schultz with no one on and 2 outs here in the 15th. Trying to keep the inning alive for RIT. Schultz with a little chopper. Hines off the mound. Throws over. Gets the out. 3 up, 3 down in the 15th. We'll head to the bottom half. Still tied at 5. Back after this. And we're back now for the bottom half of the 15th inning. Gage Raycroft with his second at bat, entering as the 4th right fielder of the game. Things like that happen when it's 15 innings. And he goes for the first pitch and loops it foul down the right field line.
And for the most part, this has been an extremely well-played game from both teams. Certain parts of the game, teams haven't performed like they're capable of, but through 15 innings, both teams have 12 hits, only 1 error between the 2 teams.
That pitch from Bouchard misses, and we're at 1-1 on Raycroft. The lefty delivers. And the right-handed Raycroft takes it for strike 2.
Once you get into extra inning games like this, it is so important to get the leadoff hitter on. If you're the offense, if you're the defense, keep that leadoff hitter off base.
And here's a chopper down to third. Schultz comes up firing. Good charging play on the ground ball by Schultz. Retires Raycroft for the first out.
Excellent play by Schultz. Made it look easy. That was certainly not an easy play. And just to finish my point, when you get that leadoff hitter on, you can sacrifice bunt, you can hit and run, you can do different things. With one out, you're relying on stringing multiple hits together to score a run.
That brings up Talercio. Vincent is 1 for 6 this afternoon. Had 2 hits yesterday against Hopkins. And the pitch from Bouchard. The appeal down to first. He swung. And it's 1-1. Strike 2 taken on the inside part of the plate. Talercio with one away here in the 15th inning. Foul back and out of play.
We were 1 strike away from this game being over 6 innings ago in the top of the 9th before right fielder Gorman launched a 2-ball, 2-strike, 2-out, 2-run home run for his second home run of the tournament in as many days.
That pitch from Bouchard to Talercio just misses.
Gorman, the Liberty League Player of the Year, has also made some excellent plays defensively in right field.
He's been one of the better players we've seen so far. Diving!
Oh.
That was almost an incredible play by Waterman.
Waterman, that ball was ripped up the middle. At first, thought it was ticketed for center. Then thought he was going to be able to catch it. Got a glove on it. Ball was knocked up in the air. He fell down. Ball came down almost right in his glove. Thought he had it on the ground. Then the ball was trickling away. Almost a fantastic circus catch from Waterman.
Yeah, Coach, like you said, he completely laid out for that ball. Hits him in the glove, then lands on him as he lands on the ground, but he just can't quite keep control. That would have been an ESPN SportsCenter play if he makes that one. 0-1 on DePalma. DePalma 1 for 6 with 2 strikeouts. Make that 2 hits on the day now for him. They're going to send Talercio to third. The throw from Gorman cut off. And we'll have first and third with 1 out.
And yeah, what a good piece of hitting from DePalma, but even better base running there. Talercio able to go first to third, and that's enormous with 1 out, with nobody out. You're probably holding up at second. With 1 out, getting to third base, now there's so many different ways you can score from third. Gorman with a really strong throw, and I don't know about you, Jeff. I thought if that throw goes through, that the runner might be out at third. It was cut by Capper, the shortstop. Again, not sure if the throw was offline. From here, it didn't really look like it. If that throw goes through, Talercio may be out at third. And Zieglin, again, the left fielder, coming in to the infield. There'll be 5 infielders for the Tigers, trying to prevent a ground ball from sneaking through.
And Pumfret will be the batter.
Pumfret, we've talked multiple times today, does lead the team in strikeouts, does have some power, multiple home runs on the year. He's going to try to lift something out of the infield.
RIT for the second straight inning. So let the walk-off run get to third base.
If I'm Bouchard, I'm not throwing Pumfret a fastball here. Pumfret hasn't looked comfortable in off speed all game. If I'm going to get beat, I'm going to get beat with that.
1 for 6 with 3 strikeouts so far. Behind 0-1, a little chopper on the infield. That is foul. That would have ended the game.
Yeah, that ball wasn't hit hard. The runner was going to score easily. Not hard enough to turn 2 on. At the last second, kicks to the left. And now we have 2 strikes. Pumfret really going to have to try to put the ball in play. You want something out of the infield. A ball on the ground could be a double play ball. The runner at third will likely be running on the ground anywhere to try to stay out of the double play. So if I'm the Tigers, your more likely scenario is you're going to have to come home to get the out, and there'll be runners on first and second with 2 outs.
Pumfret behind 0-2. Hits one in the air. That's going to be deep enough to score the run. Gorman on the run all the way over to center field to catch that one. And it's going to be a sacrifice fly for Pumfret. The Lesley players are going to dogpile at first base. Hard-fought win by Lesley. You hated to see either team have to lose this one. Both of them fought off multiple tries by the other team to end this game throughout the extra innings. Played 2/3 of an entire extra game to get to 6-5. Lesley just outlasts RIT, the number 24 team in the country.
And give the top 3 hitters in the Lesley lineup a lot of credit. Terriccio running from first to third on a base hit from De Palma, and then Pumfret with 2 strikes down in the count gets a pitch up in the zone. He's able to lift to center field. Gorman with only two outfielders for the Tigers. Gorman goes from all the way to right center to center field, but way too deep to have a chance to throw the runner out. The Tigers bring in 5 players to the infield, and Pumfret does the job by getting a fly ball to deep outfield, and Lesley survives and advances. The Tigers' season comes to an end. What a fantastic year for the RIT Tigers. They end the year 33-9, 22-1 in their league. Fantastic ball game, fantastic year from the Tigers. Lesley does a great job of finding a way to win. They were up 5-0 in the third, and they come out on top here in the bottom of the 15th.
Hines will get the win. One of several fantastic relief efforts we saw in this first game. Hines, 5 innings, scoreless, 5 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 5 flyouts, 5 groundouts. Hines, 5 innings, that seems like a lot of time for a reliever. But I know we touched on it numerous times. That was only less than half as many innings as Jamison Moran from RIT, who went 10 1/3, struck out 12, no runs, 5 hits, 1 walk. He'll get a no decision, as do both starting pitchers, but the loss for RIT will go to Bouchard. Bouchard with an inning and 2/3, gives up 1 run on 2 hits, struck out 1. 3 groundouts. The only fly ball out is the sacrifice fly by Pumfret that walks off the links. We pick up the win as the 8th seed knock off the 4th seed, the 24th ranked Tigers. The 8th seed lives to see another day. They're probably going to go rest now. 15 innings in this heat. We'll sign off for now. We'll be back shortly with Game 6.